Hello today and welcome to the Learn Flute podcast. I'm Rebecca Fuller, your host and expert at all things flute and especially learning how to play. Now today we'll be discovering another important piece of equipment flutists need to be successful.
You can do it, and Rebecca will show you how, step by step all along the way. Introducing the Learn Flute podcast.
Well, hello. I hope you're having a great day. I definitely am. I live in one of the most beautiful places and the weather is just incredible today. I actually had to stop and go out to take a few pictures because I wanted to savor it even more. I hope wherever you are that it's a great day for learning a little more about playing the flute well, because we have a new subject to discuss, and that is some of the other equipment you need to learn to play the flute well and become a real musician. We're talking about one particular accessory to your learning, and that is the metronome. Now, you know, when I was younger, way younger, I remember not really liking the metronome. I think that's because I have a strong enough personality that I don't really like someone or something telling me what to do. And pretty much that's what this piece of equipment is for. It clicks and clicks or beeps, depending on what you have, which kind you have. And the idea is that you learn how and where to put your notes in relation to how fast it's ticking away. Well, basically, it rules your practice session, and the only way to have a good time with it is to conform to its demands. Now, I may have mentioned this before in an email or an article somewhere that you may have seen, but I vividly remember my oldest son, who is, by the way, an amazing musician. I mean, concertos by age 9 and several instruments later, I'd say he is very fluent in the language of music. And a little side note here is that because of all his music training, and especially in the way that I teach and practice with my kids at home, he's become a polyglot as well. And that just means he speaks different languages. He speaks 4 different languages fluently at only age 22. And I'm sure he's going to even learn even more. Well, anyway, what I was going to say about him is that he used to absolutely hate the metronome when he was younger. I used to turn it on for him and then walk out of the room, and when I returned, it was always off and hidden somewhere. He thought he was so funny by making his mom, the music teacher, find it. But basically, he just didn't like that it forced him to put his notes in place. Well, if I only could have made him understand this at that time. No worries. He was always an obedient child, and he blossomed into a full-fledged musician. We were persistent and positive, and we never threw away the metronome. Of course, we both really do like it now. But I'll tell you a little story about one day several years later from these hide the metronome from your mom incidents. My son had his own music teaching studio with many students of his own, and he was showing other young music enthusiasts how to play and enjoy it as well. Now here's the interesting thing to note. I remember standing at the top of the stairs and kind of hesitating/listening to him as he explained to this young student of his how to use the metronome, and that it was super cool because it would help him learn to play music that sounded relaxed and organized. Wow, I thought. I guess he finally did understand what that extra piece of equipment on the music stand was for. Now, I am here to declare to all of you who may be in the reach of my voice that no matter our best intentions, we just cannot focus on everything at once, and especially the beat. Now, turning on the metronome at a slow enough pace so that we can get from note to note while paying attention to all of the other many details is going to establish the kind of order you need to take your music to a polished level. Basically, I'm trying to help you win over the idea of turning on that metronome often because it does make a huge difference in your playing abilities. I can always tell between a student who just practices haphazardly and one who keeps that ticky-tacky evenness in mind. There are exact tricks and tips about the metronome that I'll be showing you in the lessons that will help you use this device to your advantage as well. Now, when the time signature and the rhythms lend to changing the pace, I will show you. Now, I guess there's a lot more to learning how to play the flute than just playing the flute, huh? Well, today I thought I would share a comment from one of my good online students because I wanted you all to know that you are not alone. You have many, many friends who are along this journey with you. It's fun, challenging, and rewarding as well. Now, today's comment comes from a nice lady named Ellen. And Ellen sent this in to me, and I kept it because it was just so friendly and encouraging. And I wanted to make sure and share it with you. She says, "Hi, Rebecca. I am so glad I found you. I played flute very briefly about 45 years ago, and I decided to learn again to fulfill the desire I had as a young child. I love your teaching methods, and I am breezing right through these modules. I am hoping to prove the old adage, quote, 'You can teach an old dog new tricks.'" Thank you. Well, you're very welcome, Ellen, and I am very glad that you're on this quest with us. Thanks for sending that in. Now let's make sure that we all enjoy the learning process. And I'd like to leave you with this thought today that music is a basic need of human survival. Music is one of the ways we make sense of our lives, and one of the ways in which we express feelings when we have no words. A way for us to understand things with our hearts when we can't with our minds. I hope to see you in a lesson module soon. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening today. Remember that this is where people of all ages, such as you, can come, learn, and play the musical instrument flute in an easy-to-follow, organized manner, and in the privacy and comfort of your own home, on your own schedule.